Hello, I'm Doug DeWitt, Transfer Paper Product Manager here at Condé Systems. In today's video, we're going to discuss a symptom that some of you might have encountered when running t-shirt transfer paper through a color laser printer or color laser copier. It's a symptom that we refer to here at Condé Systems as toner contamination of your fuser section. You'll know this symptom whenever you see contaminants appear on your t-shirt transfer prints where they don't belong. In this video, we're going to demonstrate what happens during the toner contamination process. After that, we'll move to the computer to give you a more detailed explanation of exactly what's happening inside of your color laser printer or copier when toner contamination takes place inside of your fuser. After that, we'll show you a few quick tricks that you can employ to try to rid your fuser section of toner contamination so that you get better quality prints out of your transfer paper using a color laser printer or color laser copier. So now, let's move over to the printer and demonstrate what happens during toner contamination. To demonstrate the effects of toner contamination, we're going to use our Laser Imprints C8600 color laser printer. This is the similar model to an Okidata C8600 or an Okidata C8800. The main contributor to toner contamination is feeding a transfer sheet through your printer or copier without selecting the proper media weight. To give you an example, we're going to send this sheet through our printer, selecting the improper media weight through our driver so that you can see what happens. This here is a prime example of toner contamination. We now have toner contamination within the fuser section of our C8600 printer because we didn't select the proper media weight. By not selecting the proper media weight, the fuser within the printer did not get up to the proper temperature to bond the toner to the page. You'll know when you have the incorrect media weight selected if you're able to take your fingertip, trace it over the print, and have toner come off on your fingertip. The next time we need to select a heavier media weight. But now that there's free-floating toner particles within the printer, every subsequent print that we try to send through the printer may have this contamination appear and ruin the transfer. So now let's go over to the computer so I can give you a more detailed explanation of what's taking place inside of your printer when toner contamination appears. Here's a diagram that will help explain what happens during toner contamination inside of your fuser section. Here in the diagram we see our transfer paper with our deposited toner layer on the surface of the paper. The toner layer is deposited by the LED print heads and print drums that are inside your color laser printer or color laser copier. Once the toner layer is applied to the transfer paper then has to pass through what's called the fuser section in order for the toner to be bonded to the page. The fuser sections these days are using a vast amount of heat to physically bond the toner to the page. What tends to happen if you select an improper media weight is the fuser section will simply run out of heat necessary to properly bond the toner to the page. At that point, free-floating toner will be picked up by the fuser roller and deposited on the next print that comes out of your printer. This is what we refer to as toner contamination of the fuser section. Now that we've explained it, let's move over to our printer so we can show you ways that you can remove toner contamination from your fuser section. Now that I'm here at the printer, let me demonstrate a few ways that you can clean toner contamination from the fuser section of your color laser printer or color laser copier. There are two methods that I know, an easy way and a hard way. The first one I'll demonstrate is the easy way. The easy way to clean your fuser section, you'll need to have some regular bond paper. Load about 10 sheets of regular bond paper into your multi-purpose tray or your cassette tray of your color laser printer or copier. Next, you're going to want to go into your graphic software program or open up a word processing program, open a new page, and just type a single character. At that point, tell your program that you want 10 copies and send it to the printer. You're really not trying to print anything. What we're hoping to do is, as the plain paper passes through the printer, if there are any toner contaminants within the fuser, that they'll be bonded to the plain paper, therefore cleaning the fuser. Allow me to demonstrate. As the sheets go through your printer or copier, you always want to pay attention to the very first sheet that comes out. If you see toner contamination on your sheet, once the printer stops printing, give the fuser about 4 or 5 minutes for it to recycle its heat, then run another set of 10 sheets through. If the first sheet comes out clean, you probably have cleaned out your fuser section successfully. If you feed 6 sets of plain paper sheets through your printer, yet you still see toner contamination on the first sheet that exits the printer, odds are you're going to have to move to the hard method, which is physically cleaning the fuser itself. So what we'd like to do is give you a demonstration of the items that you need and the process you'll need to employ to physically clean the fuser. To remove the fuser section from an Okidata C8600 or C8800 color laser printer, first make sure you power your unit off. Next, open up the top cover and locate your fuser section, which is in the back. Now be careful, because the printer's been operating, the fuser is going to be very hot, so you need to remove it with caution. Unlock the fuser, pull it. Now, let's show you some of the items that you will need to physically clean your fuser. First, you need a can of either acetone or denatured alcohol. Next, you need some kind of container to pour the contents of the acetone or denatured alcohol into. You're also going to need some sponge swabs or a lint-free cloth. After that, a flathead screwdriver and a Sharpie. Now let's move over to the fuser section and show you how to physically clean the fuser. Now that we've removed our fuser section from our color laser printer or copier and we've allowed the fuser section to cool, let's go ahead and take a look at the fuser so that we can orientate ourselves here. To the Okidata 8600 or 8800 fuser, this is the front section, this is the back section. Identify the 2 gear wheels located on the back section of your fuser. Also, if you use this tab to open the back, you can see the orange fuser roller and the purple feed roller inside of the fuser mechanism. We're going to use these gear wheels to advance the roller inside of the fuser assembly. So that I know my starting point, I'm going to mark one of the teeth of the gear wheels so that I know my start and stop point as I advance the fuser roller. Now, let's learn how to clean this thing. Let's go ahead and close the door to our fuser section and use the outside gear wheel, advancing it until we hear the gear wheel snap into position. At that point, rotate your fuser section to the front. Here, I have a cup filled with acetone, and I take one of my sponge swabs. We put acetone on the sponge swab, gently insert inside of the fuser mechanism, and wipe the gear wheels in a slow, steady motion. You always want to wipe in one direction. Also, you want to make sure to be gentle and not to scratch the orange fuser roller inside of the fuser assembly. If you scratch that roller, you will ruin the fuser. At that point, you're going to use the gear wheel on the back of the fuser to slowly advance the wheel. Take some more acetone and again, gently apply in one direction. You're going to repeat this procedure until you've gone through the gear wheel twice. You'll know that by the gear wheel that you marked with your Sharpie. At that point, you should have the entire fuser assembly cleaned. Once you've cleaned out the fuser assembly with your acetone or isopropyl alcohol, allow the fuser to sit out for 15 minutes for the acetone or alcohol to evaporate completely from the fuser. Then reinsert the fuser back into your machine. Now that we have our cleaned fuser assembly back inside of our color laser printer, let me offer you a few disclaimers. First, if you're going to attempt to physically clean your fuser with isopropyl alcohol or acetone, you want to make sure that the fuser cools down completely before you attempt to clean it. Also understand that certain manufacturers may not honor the warranty should you choose to clean the fuser yourself and something goes wrong. So you might have to end up replacing the fuser anyway. My advice is if you're in a print critical application, it's always best to have a spare fuser on hand just in case your printer suffers from toner contamination. However, if you've cleaned the fuser correctly, as you can see with this print, free of toner contaminants. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions or concerns about how to physically clean the fuser of your color laser printer or copier, don't hesitate to contact us directly at 1-800-826-6332, or you can visit our website at www.condé.com for more information. My name's Doug DeWitt, Transfer Paper Product Manager here at Condé Systems. My time is up. I thank you for yours.